Hello and welcome to the Three Will Podcast. This is your host, Danny Ryan. Today I have Kirk Liemohn here with me. Hey, Kirk.
Hello.
And welcome back from your mission trip. We want to talk
Thank
a
you.
little bit about your mission trip. We're really excited to have you in here and learn about what you did. And actually, you've been gone for a little while here. You also did a little trip over to Ireland
Yes.
and saw Georgia Tech win.
Yes, barely.
Barely.
They barely won.
Yeah.
I saw the whole thing, but yes, they barely
Wow,
won.
that 20-yard pass or whatever. I thought that was amazing. When
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's wow. We'll take it. When I see passes like that, I'm like, well, why don't we pass more often? I mean, this
No
is kind of
kidding.
exciting. It's like, do we have to wait till the end of the game to go do this? I don't know. Who knows? But back to you. So you had a couple weeks off, and your first week it was the first week you were on the mission trip. Is
That's
that
right.
correct? So to give me a little bit more back. We've done one of these episodes before, and it was the first time you went out. Did you go to the same place?
I did.
Okay, awesome.
This was Guatemala, and it was a year ago, basically to the day I went on my first international mission trip to Guatemala. It's through an organization called Salud y Paz, and we did the same trip to the same location.
Saludi Paz, something in peace.
Salud, yes, means health and peace.
Okay, gotcha.
And it is a clinic, and they have a school associated with them as well. So they have a couple, actually don't know how many, 2 or 3 clinics throughout the country. And the others may have schools as well. We only go to this one location, or I have only gone to this one location. And they have a school that I believe is pre-K through first grade. I believe it's got 3 grade levels at least. So, and so and it's in a rural area, very rural area of Guatemala, kind of in the middle of the country, I guess. And then the clinic is there to do medical things and dental things and stuff like that too for the population.
I saw some of the pictures. You went with a group of, what was a dozen folks? or
13 people.
Okay,
Yeah. So my previous year, I think we had 18. This year we had 13. Most from my church, Dunwoody United Methodist Church, and so I think we have 5 returners from the previous trip. So 8 people that hadn't been on this trip before.
Wow.
Many of them hadn't been on international mission trips before, I think. So, and they got thrown right into it. So it was a neat experience.
And you were working on a house.
Yes. So the previous year we worked on the grounds more, the playground actually for the kids. This year we were working on a house for one of the mothers of one of the students there. They realized that this one family had a great need, and it's Rosa is her name, and
Shout out to Rosa.
yes, and she has 6 kids.
Big shout out to
Is
Rosa.
about to turn 28 years old.
Huge shout out to Rosa.
And the age ranges from 6 months to, I want to say 9 years old. And a couple of her kids, or maybe it's just one of her kids, I think 2, are in the school there at Salud y Paz. And she's on, I think she's on the PTA there, and they realize that she has this great need. So when you see what her house looks like, you realize, I mean, it's quite small. I never measured it, but I'd say it's anywhere from 6 to 8 foot square. So and they sleep on cardboard on top of dirt, and if it rains, they're a little wet, I guess. They've got a little porch area that's kind of covered. It's about the same size as the house, if you want to call it that, little shack room. But they cook in that little room. I don't know how they actually sleep in that room. I didn't observe that, but it's just amazing. So she does, trying to supply for her family. She makes things. I bought a belt from her, a traditional Guatemalan belt.
Nice.
Should bring
Is
by
that
out.
it right there?
No, I'm wearing.
Come on,
I'm wearing
buddy.
one I bought there.
Oh, well, that's good.
Not the traditional one. I couldn't wear with my jeans per se. It's much wider. It would go around. I don't even know how to wear it actually. I'm gonna just hang it up or something in the house. But
well, if you, I guess for Halloween you dress up as Rambo or something like that.
I could be the traditional Guatemalan attire, maybe. So
you could do a traditional Guatemalan dance. I'm sure you learned one. Yes.
No, I don't know one of those.
No.
But anyways, they have basically nothing. They don't have running water in this house. I think they borrow some electricity from others with an extension cord or something. Although I don't know if they have anything electric. No bathroom in this house. I mean, it's in the middle of a cornfield. I mean, you have to walk about 150 yards from the road through a cornfield. Basically, there's a little path, and there's several people that live back there.
And did you build the house at the same location that the previous house was? Okay.
It's about 20 feet away from it or something.
Do they have the concept of owning land, or
yes,
is it okay?
She does have she secured the rights to this land, I believe, from her in-laws before we started.
Okay.
And then when we got there, the foundation was done in that it had the outline of where we're going to put our cinder block walls. So we started with basically, we were on dirt, and we started with that, and we. So our team of 13 spent 4 days building as much as we could, as fast as we could. During that time, we also do Vacation Bible School.
Nice.
But usually in the past, a lot of the team will stop for Vacation Bible School. We thought this was important enough where we wanted to make sure, we got as far as we could. So I didn't stop for Vacation Bible School, and several others didn't as well. And so I missed out on that, which I do like, but I was glad I could do as much as possible. So yeah, we were carting cinder blocks from the roadway in wheelbarrows, sometimes by hand. We were moving sand back there. We had to sift the sand ourselves, because to make the mortar, we need fine sand, and so that sand has got a lot of pebbles in it. You see, we had to make a sifter, had to shake it back and forth, and
kicking it old school.
Yes, everything's old school. Yeah, there was an electric saw that we were using to cut through some of the cinder blocks, but we were using hammers on them as well.
Yeah,
mixing concrete right on the dirt, and mixing cement and mortar as well. And then so we ended up getting 11 blocks high, which is pretty high. I was tall, way over my head. And that's as high as one side is going to go. It needs to go 13 blocks high on the other side for the kind of the angled shed roof. So that part we didn't complete that. I believe some people are going to finish that starting this week.
So another group that's heading down there? Or?
I think it's just the guys we were working with.
Okay.
That Saluti Pods is paying.
Okay, gotcha.
So they're not going to be able to go as fast, although they're better than us at doing the work, but because they're more experienced. But
they just have more smoke breaks.
But we have more people. So
okay.
We just helped them out. No, they would be there and they would help us out, but we were doing a lot of the work, so they would like mix up the cement for us or whatever, and then they just wait while we were doing all the work. Oh, you need more cement? Okay, so but now
work it, you lazy Americans. Let's see you work all that fat off your tummies there, buddy.
They're probably laughing at us. But, we had to build scaffolding, which is an interesting way they built it. It was like with 4x4s and some wire.
So they were generally leading? Was there somebody there that was like showing you this is how you how we're going to build this out?
They had one guy especially. I want to say his name was Edward, but I'm going to get it wrong. But anyways, one guy that was really knew his stuff when it come to bricklaying, basically. And,
shout out to Edward.
And he would he'd line up every corner for us and lay the string across, and then we'd start slapping on the mortar and the blocks and go from there. So, and try and keep the walls as straight as we could. So
nice.
Maybe he'd probably correct us a few times, but but we would be doing this. Even the ladies were up there on the scaffolding doing some of this work and hammering out the cinder blocks. Sometimes we had to hammer out pieces of them. So some hard work, but it was very rewarding. And
yeah.
And so we didn't. So we basically finished outside of the floor and the roof and a little bit more of one wall. So I'm excited to hear that it gets finished. I need to follow up now that I'm finally back in the States and see where it is. But hopefully in the next couple of weeks they'll get done. I don't know if that will be the case, but hopefully it will, because I really want her to have a dry place to sleep and much better environment for her.
What did Megan and Alden think of all this?
Well, they were excited for the chances I got to talk with them. I was able to Skype with them a few nights, and they followed along. They aren't on Facebook, but my wife is, so they could see some of what we were doing.
Good.
Which was neat. So yeah, they were excited about it.
Good.
And Alden, I know my older daughter, she would love to be there and talk to the kids because she would get to use her Spanish skills that she's learning.
Good.
But what we found even there was we had a little ceremony at the end where we kind of we had communion with Rosa and the workers and ourselves, and kind of just had a little. We said, "Here's your house that we've done so far," and she got to say thank you and stuff like that. And we also held a birthday party for Rosa, and it was her first birthday party she's ever had.
That's awesome.
But but we had to have 2 translators because she doesn't really know Spanish very well. So we have one of the guys there was translating from Quiche into Spanish when she spoke, and then another guy had to translate from Spanish into English, and then to go back and forth, we had to translate it twice.
Oh my!
So it's pretty crazy.
Goodness.
But she was very heartfelt. I should get the link out there. I don't know if that's possible, but there's even a link for donations too.
Okay. Yeah, we'll put it onto the when I get the transcript, and we'll put this. I'll have Austin throw up. And also, I was going to ask you to see if it's okay if we maybe grab some of your Facebook pictures and put those up as well.
Any of them. Yep.
Yeah, and then let's put a little donate as well.
Okay.
Let's put something up there maybe to continue.
Yeah, and this donation would be to Saludi Paz, which is paying for paying for this effort. Of course, my church helps pay as we bring people there too, but and they're trying to make sure that this house gets finished too.
Is in Guatemala are a lot of folks Catholic? Is there a certain religion that she is?
This is a Methodist organization.
And so is she Methodist?
I don't know.
Okay.
I didn't have a conversation really with her because I can't.
Hey, translators, come over here.
Yeah. Except when I bought that belt, I did. Yeah. She knew how to. I knew how to say the number of Q, which is the currency there, which I forget what that is, but I could say, well, how much is it? And then usually you barter. I didn't want to barter with her though, so I'm like, okay, it took you a couple of months to make this thing. I'm going to give you what you
whatever you ask.
Yeah.
Whatever you ask. That's awesome.
So, but very rewarding. I thought to me it was more rewarding than last year.
Why was it? What was so rewarding about this time?
Well, because the need. The last year we were doing the foundation of a playground, which is great. The kids really enjoy that area. I got to play with them a lot in the playgrounds, kind of off to the side as we were building the newer one. And it's so much fun hugging those kids and loving on those kids, and they really like that. It's amazing how much they like to have hugs and stuff from there, even the boys, and so it was really neat. But this, you see, the need was just so immense for Rosa and her family.
This is where they're sleeping at night.
Yeah. And then, I mean, her I think it was her 8-year-old son. He was even helping us out. He would carry those bricks. He would do as much as he could. So it was great.
Awesome. Well, I know for us, this is a part of you taking some time off for the Three Will Foundation. So shout out to Three Will Foundation.
Yes, yeah. That's if that didn't exist, I don't know if that was a kick in the rear. That's what got me going. So I hope to do this every year. I'm now on the committee for my church to start an international family mission trip.
Nice. I was going to ask you, when are you thinking about bringing Catherine and the girls with you?
Well,
just
they can't
the
go
girls?
to this. They can't. My daughters can't go on this trip because I think the minimum age is probably 18 or something.
Okay, gotcha.
But for the family mission trip, that will be we'll do our first one next year, and hopefully I can go on it, and hopefully my whole family can go on it. But if not, hopefully at least 2 from my family can go. So,
and this wouldn't be to Saludi Paz, though.
No, it would be Panama. It'll be a different place. But,
okay.
So
I hear they have a beautiful canal down there.
And we're not going to the canal. But,
Oh no! Okay. Yeah.
We might have a chance to see it. I don't know. There's on these trips there's always the way they at least set them up a lot of the times, and I think the family one will be the same way as we do. About an 8-day trip.
Okay.
The 2 days on the ends are just travel days, basically, and then you have a day of our Sunday. So it starts on a Saturday. A Sunday is a day of rest. You can kind of have a church service, and you can go out into the market or whatever. You work for 4 days, and then you have kind of one day of being a tourist before flying back. So we were able to do that this trip, and I suspect we do it with the family mission trip too.
So did you come back here and then leave from here out to Ireland,
Yes,
or just you have a couple
was-
days here, or what was it pretty
I had about
quick turnaround, or?
I think I had less than 24 hours, so maybe 20 hours back here, maybe 18 at my house or something.
Long enough to grab everything green in your wardrobe.
I had one of the first things I did after hugging my kids and getting home was to do laundry, so I could have something to wear the next week.
So I saw some pictures of you checked out the Guinness place, which is
I did.
very cool. Did they teach you how to pour a Guinness?
They did teach me how to pour.
You got
Guinness.
a certificate?
I do have one.
Nice. Yes. Yeah, that's a neat little building. Yeah.
So it was. So you've been there?
Yes.
Yeah,
Tommy and
yeah.
I went there out with Plantronics. They had a big sales.
Yeah, but we
kickoff
had
out
the
there.
Georgia Tech Pet Band up in that.
I
top
saw that.
With,
Yeah,
and
I
Buzz
saw
up there. And we had a little loud party, so had the whole thing to ourselves.
And Catherine, I think, had UNC colors on or something like that. What did she
at
do?
that
She did
time.
something.
She did that after the football game. So Guinness was on a different day, but after the football game, she switched her colors because UNC was playing later that night.
And they were playing Georgia.
They were, and they didn't quite pull it out, but they came close.
Yeah. Oh well. Football season is upon us. It's a very, very exciting time of the year. So, well, thank you for doing this. I think it's wonderful that you do this, and it'll have. I know it has a big impact on you and your family, and on all of us around here, because it just gives us a reminder of how blessed we are. I mean, we have a place to go home and sleep at night, and we have running water and we have electricity. We're not running a long extension cord from our neighbor to our house. We're just really fortunate as a country, and I think just it's a great reminder to us of how truly blessed we all are. And I appreciate you going on these mission trips, and look forward to the family mission trip next year. I think that's wonderful, and thanks for. Sounds like you're taking a really active role there with that. So that's great stuff. So thank you for doing that.
You're welcome.
Awesome. Thank you everybody for listening, and have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye bye.